Shalom. I just wanted to make a quick video about the society we live in. In a capitalist society and an imperialist society, it's two classes. You got your bourgeois class and you have your proletariat class. Now the bourgeoisie, where you get your word bougie from, is the aristocrat class, or the upper class, the capitalist class, the people who control the means of production. And the 99% is the proletariat class, which proletariat is the working class. Okay. And in this society, it's two mind frames. Okay. And we're going to start with the proletariat, the 99% of the people. The proletariat goes to the market to sell a commodity. Okay, which a commodity is something that can be has a use value and an exchange value. And your commodity is your human labor. The human labor you have is a commodity, which you sell to a capitalist or a bourgeois. Okay, so you take a commodity, which we'll call C. You take C, right? Or, matter of fact, let's say we'll call it V, which is value, human labor. We'll call that value, okay, because human labor produces value. So you sell your commodity, which is human labor, okay, which we'll title V for now, okay. And you take your human labor, and say you want a TV, right? Well, you take your human labor, right? This is all proletariats, the 99% of the workers. You sell your human labor, okay, in exchange for capital or money, because labor produces value, okay? Labor produces value. So you sell your labor, either your mental or your physical labor, for capital. So you turn your V into C, which is capital or money, and from that, you can take that money and buy whatever you wish to buy, whether it be a TV, a book, a car. So you take human labor, or your commodity, turn it into monetary gain, or money, capital, and turn it back into a commodity, which is the thing you buy with your money. So 99% of the working class world tries to basically break even. You sell your labor, you turn it into something like money, for example. So you take your human labor, turn it into money, and buy a commodity with that. So your human labor being a commodity, you turn a commodity into capital back into a commodity. Okay, that's the process of 99% of the world. And you think you came up, you basically exchange your human labor for the TV you bought, or your human labor for the book you bought, or the human labor for the computer that you bought, or the human labor for the shirt you bought. Okay, that's basically the transaction. But in between, you had to switch your commodity, which is human labor, into a tool that can get the commodity that you want. So you have turned commodity into value back into a commodity. Alright, so if we commodity to value back into a commodity, that's what most workers in this world do. They sell their labor, get value for their labor, and then turn it right back into a commodity. Okay, in this system, that is what the proletariat and the working class does. Now, what the capitalist does is the capitalist has, or the bourgeoisie, the bourgeois class, which is the capitalist class, has, first they start with capital, okay, or they start with the monetary possession, which we'll call value, which we'll call V, okay. You turn, the worker turns C, which is commodity, into value, which is the money, back into C, which is the commodity, okay. But the capitalist does it a different way. The bourgeoisie class has the value, which is the money, okay, first. They turn their money into work, into capital, okay, which is What does the bourgeois do? They buy raw materials, they purchase laborers, or you, the worker, and they purchase the machines meant to put everything together. So you plus the raw material plus these machines all come together, in which produce labor and which produce value. Okay, because in everything, labor produces value. Okay, so the capitalist takes money, turns it into commodities. Okay, takes money, turns it into commodities, which is the human labor, the tools, and the machines. And once these three things come together, they produce more money at the end. So a capitalist starts out with money, buys the products necessary for business, and at the end they make more money because the value that was in between produces money. The human labor produces value. Human labor, people, is what produces value. Okay, if you don't understand what I'm saying, if I make a shoe, for example, if I make a shoe, okay, I bought the value to get the materials for this shoe, okay, and the sewing and stitching that goes around here, all the stitching, the rubber, the gluing. If I did all this work, all the work that I put into this, plus extracting the yarn and sewing this together, and getting the rubber from the earth, and then putting all this together, this is where the value comes in for this shoe. Okay, so all that time I put in to make this shoe, that's why I can sell this shoe for $50. Okay, because the labor I put into it. So labor creates value. So all of us that work for our boss, when we're at work, we're creating the value, okay, or the wealth of the materials being sold at our job. Okay. So again, we, the working class, the proletariat, goes to work. We sell our commodity. In turn, we get money, and we turn it back into a commodity, which we want. That is, whether it be a book, okay, whether it be a book, a hat, we take our commodity, which is human labor, and turn it at the end right back into commodities. Okay, but the bourgeoisie, the capitalists, take their money first, turn it into commodities, which is human labor, like I said, the tools and the machinery. Once all of them start to work together, those produce value at the end, which is a commodity to be sold. And once those commodities are sold, the capitalist turns their money back into more money. Okay. So in a capitalist society, the mindset of a capitalist is turning money into more money. The mindset of the worker is turning their commodity, which is human labor, into another commodity, which is a TV or a book, etc. Okay. So what's the disconnect? How does the capitalist get to turn money into more money? And they wouldn't go into business unless they made more money. It's that in-between step. That labor that the people are laboring is what creates the value for them to get that extra money on the back end. Okay? So I just wanted to break down the mental process and the social relation of the bourgeoisie to the proletariat. Okay? And in the thinking of each class, how the capitalist turns money into more money, and how the proletariat, the working class, is turning their commodity into equal commodity that they put in labor. Okay, and this is not even getting into the exploitation part. But the reason the capitalist can turn money into more money is because you're being exploited in the middle. Because that labor you produce, you should get the benefits of what extra dollars you made, not the capitalist. Okay, but I just wanted to show those two things. With that, shalom.